Alright, everyone, this is Nightmares Clans podcast. So we have Freedom over there, and we have me, Savage, here. I think I think our first topic here is going to be very, very interesting. And the first topic is going to be Fallout 4. So I would love to hear what you have to say about it there, Freedom. Well, and here's kind of what I'm thinking. I know you guys are going to be like, well, I read this post that said Bethesda was 3 years behind. I can't. And yes, they are 3 years behind, but the two Fallout games that they've made were 2 years apart. It's been 5 years since we've got one, so that's one thing that I'm thinking. The other thing that I'm thinking is the fact that I feel like they're pressured into it. And it's just because I feel like if they don't release it, their entire fan base is just going to be like, okay, we've waited 5 years and we're done. We're tired of waiting. And Bethesda will lose a lot of their fan base if they don't announce it. I'm this might be a little big. I'm gonna go with they're gonna lose about 90% of their fan base if they do not announce it. Or an Elder Scrolls game. But the fact that they've been silent so long pretty much means that they're gonna be working on a new engine or an RPG game. So I have a feeling they're gonna be making the fact that they're 3 years behind, I have a feeling those 3 years went towards an engine, and these other 2 years were devoted to a secrecy of one of the two games that we like, a new Elder Scrolls or a new Fallout game, whatever. But honestly, I feel like if they don't have dragon shouts in the next Elder Scrolls, I might not play it. I won't play it. That's simple. Unless they have a custom engine for it, it's no. Well, if they take away dragon shouts, they need to add something spectacular to the thing to make it the most grand thing possible. And that's what's also been keeping me from playing a mage. We're just gonna say this topic is Bethesda gaming company, but that's what's been keeping me from a mage character is because I feel like Bethesda specifically was like Morrowind. We did too bad, or we way over damaged magic. We did too less on Oblivion. Let's put it in the center for Skyrim and see how that works. And I don't feel like it worked. Skyrim, Skyrim. Here's where you can say no life. I beat Skyrim 22 times on all level 100 characters. Skyrim is such a long game though. And there's no shortcuts. There's no shortcuts in Skyrim. You can't shortcut. But let's move to a gaming console here, and we're gonna bring up the Alienware Alpha. And honestly, I'm gonna get it as soon as possible. I'm keeping my Xbox and all that. That way I can help out with the Xbox branches of stuff for our clan. But, well, I think you're gonna be doing the Halo thing because, but yeah, I feel like that any person that has been playing on a console forever, like I have, that wants to go to PC, is like, well, I'm not gonna dump $1,200 into a computer just so I can play my games like I can on the Xbox, and I can the Xbox and the PlayStation and the Nintendo and all that. But I feel like, yes, it's more expensive than both the PlayStation and the Xbox, but for good reason. It has the same power as their $1,300 desktop computers. Like, I kind of feel like they're gonna lose money, maybe, but they might make a lot of money because they're throwing out a gaming console that runs computer games that it's 27 by 27 meters, which is really small. Like it has a medium to high powered gaming graphics card in it, which high powered means it's like the Core i7. i3 is what I bet most of you guys have that just went and bought one so you could play on the computer with a controller, especially because you can use a wireless controller. You do not need a wired controller, which I find that really cool. And they also have the thing on the bottom for the Steam controller. But we'll get to the Steam console in a bit, but I just feel like the Steam console it's there's there was no point in Valve releasing it, but you know. It is $1,250. And one of the coolest features I think, and this is with all Alienware products, you can do this. You can change, like, say you turn on your Alienware Alpha, and the light is blue, but you want it red. You can change it to red in the settings. You do not need to keep it blue. So, like me, I think you can get a red, a black, and a white one. I'm gonna get a black one because I have thousands of black consoles. Like I have the rare black Dreamcast. I have the original Xbox. My Xbox controllers are black. I mean, my Xbox is black. I have a lot of black um, consoles, but I'm gonna change my LED color to purple. But Freedom, what are your thoughts on the the Alienware Alpha? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And this is kind of the downside to this. It does use Windows 8. You can install Windows 7 like Freedom just said, but you have to open your console, mess with the CPU and the GPU drivers, which is the most painful thing to do. It's horrible. But I've had to do it with my original Xbox already because the something was touching another one of the metal pieces and it kept shorting out, so I've already had to mess with those. But 32. Kind of, but very rarely. Also, guys, if we needed to go do something, I'm gonna pause the. I'll I'll pause the recording, and when I come back, we will start talking again. So we will be right back because I need to go do something. So hang on. Just any of them. Yeah. So the next thing we're gonna be talking about is Nintendo's new thing with YouTube. That if you talk about you do a video on Nintendo's hardware and stuff, and they like it, you get paid a certain amount of money. Some of it goes to YouTube. I think it's like 30% goes to YouTube and 70% goes to you. It may have been something like that. I don't know. But yeah, once we figure this out, we'll be back. Alright, so we couldn't find the numbers, but whatever. Um, yeah. Um, he, well, we basically, you get a certain amount of money, YouTube or Nintendo gets a certain amount of money from Google, and uh, so, first of all, I don't even understand why this is even something that Nintendo would want to do. I mean, yeah, and it's going to end up destroying YouTube. It's going to destroy all of the companies that are trying to do that because that'll be where they're making some of their money. And I just don't think it makes sense. I think Nintendo needs to be like, look, we just need to take this away because this shouldn't be a thing anymore. Okay, so I just really think that the person that makes the video should get more than the two companies that are hosting YouTube and the company that's paying you get. And for those kids that parents let them do YouTube but they're only allowed to play Nintendo games, I mean, it's like, what? It's gonna destroy them because everyone's gonna yell at them because they're only doing Nintendo when it's not their fault that they're only allowed to play Nintendo games because they're rated E for everyone. Okay. Yeah, so you may as well do the entire channel, but I feel like, those Google is gonna pay you more money than Nintendo will, and if you do this to Nintendo, you're selling 30% of your channel. They would technically have 30% of the rights to your YouTube channel. Or we can leave the people alone that play their Nintendo games. They can keep playing their Nintendo games and they just don't sign up for it. Because the Nintendo's wasting their time when they could be making better consoles than the goddamn Wii systems that suck. They need to add more processing power. They need to make it so it can run better games. I'm tired I'm tired of the low poly games that they make, like Mario. Mario Mario makes up for it in gameplay, so that's a little bit different, but like Mario Party, make that high definition, do something. Okay. But while he's looking that up, we're gonna go ahead and change to the main the main event, the main topic, the main thing for everything. We're going to talk about the Call of Duty games, all of them from Call of Duty 1 all the way to Black Ops 3 or whatever they decide to call it. Which, from the pictures that we have seen, which unfortunately I can't pull up right now, they basically showcase that they're remastering all the original Zombies maps, which is cool as long as there's no microtransactions to get them. As long as you don't have to spend energy to play them. As long as you don't have to buy each individual map for $5. Yeah, I did. I knew you got that. Or you can type in soda or something like that and it automatically unlocks but which Sledgehammer Games, which this is where we're kind of going to start moving down the list. We're slowly going to go from Black Ops 3 or whatever to Call of Duty 1. And I kind of played it, kind of didn't, other than the fact that it's kind of in the World War II's area. Yeah. But, I think that in Advanced Warfare, they definitely made a huge, huge discovery, and that's that by slightly modifying AI and taking how you play and putting it into the bots AI. So if you have like a 5 KD, they're gonna bots are gonna play like they have a 2 KD. It's basing it off of your skills, which so I kind of like the fact that they did that, but I feel like they need to make here is what I want back. I've been wanting this back since Modern Warfare 3, and why they took it out is beyond me. I want leveling up in local multiplayer back again. And my main reason for that is I don't like that I have all the guns. And I don't like that I have all the guns because it's making me want to play that than online. And I want to play online, but I don't like not having all the guns online because I can go have them all on local. So it's like, why wouldn't I just play hardened or regular on local with regular health, because it's like the same thing. But yeah. my and if they do leveling up in multiplayer, key thing, keep bots in if you're gonna do leveling up in multiplayer. And maybe do some sort of idle system where if you have 4 player split screen or 2 player split screen and you have leveling up, that if the other person sits there long enough, it stops them from spawning until they click or they start moving around and getting kills of some sort. How they would do that, I don't know. But stupid auto. Yeah, and yeah. Yeah, and I still need to post the link for that, but I haven't got to uploading that yet, so it'll it'll be up before this video. So, but okay. We're gonna move to ghosts. And shut up, phone. And ghosts Ghosts was one of my favorite Call of Duties. It's close. It's close. It's up there with COD 4, and COD 4 needs to be remastered. They need to remaster that, put it on the new consoles and stuff. Make it so there's so many hack blockers that it's impossible to hack the game. That way no one, because all you're doing by remastering it is making it higher quality. But what and COD 4, World at War, and COD Ghost were the only 3 games that I ever reached max prestige in. And COD Ghost, I reached max prestige all across. I was max prestige in Extinction, even with the new DLCs out. I was max prestige in multiplayer, and in COD 4, I was max prestige in that and in World at War. Why? And and also, this is going to go back to Advanced Warfare. They used the Ghost spawn system. They took the spawn system from COD Ghost and put it in Advanced Warfare. But they slightly, very slightly altered it. That way, if there's only one person that can spawn on top of you, not 6 people. Well, they did that because in the old CODs where that didn't happen, there was people that were going on 100, 150, up to 1,000 kill streaks on domination. Especially in Black Ops Jungle, that was happening a lot. Which we'll get to Black Ops in a bit. But Ghosts, they kind of fixed the spawn systems on the new consoles. Ground War was not meant for any of the maps. Ground War was only meant for one map on the entire Ghost game, and that was Stonehaven, because Stonehaven is actually the largest Call of Duty map ever. And they finally made a map that beat Afghan in the world's largest Call of Duty map ever made. Which we'll address that in the Modern Warfare 2 one. Let's get to Black Ops 2, and here's where we're getting towards the bottom of my favorites list of the Call of Duties here. And I don't like the futuristic part of it. I don't like Advanced Warfare because of the double jump. That you're twisting my words, but anyways. But the only thing I liked in Black Ops was the uh bus depot survival in zombies. And I don't there is a way to pack a punch in that map, and I'm not going to explain it right now. It's literally like a 3-hour in-game process. Like, you'll be sitting in your chair staring at the screen for 3 hours just to get to the pack-a-punch. Because you have to go this is just a little basic. You have to go on top of the building you start in and jump outside the map and run all the way to the Nocturne Totem, which is in the cornfield. And you have to get on top of the roof on that, and then it's down in a hidden place that you normally wouldn't be able to get to. But now we're gonna go to, speaking of the devil of Call of Duties, we're gonna go to Modern Warfare 3. This is where we're getting towards the middle. If there were 10 Call of Duties, it would be like the 4th or 5th on my favorites list. There's one problem. One huge problem with it. Especially on Xbox. I don't know about people on PlayStation 3, but on the 360, because I got that game with my Slim, I couldn't play the game because my Xbox kept freezing, and I tried it in the white Xbox that I had, and it made the white Xbox red ring. I didn't know why that happened, but did. But and the fact that you had to pay for Chaos Mode, that's pushing it. I think they were trying to start the microtransactions with that. The micro and I never got to play it because I didn't want to pay money for it. But Survival, Spec Ops, I played and got all the stars for that. But Survival, Dome, no. If you play on Dome and camp at the ladders and just shoot there's a million other things better to do in that game. You play on Resistance. I play on Arcade and sit behind the little hamburger counter, which may seem easy, but at a certain point, there's the guys that shoot the grenade launchers, and once you get hit with grenades back there, there's no way of getting out. They're gonna explode by the time you get over the counter. So it's kind of useful for like waves 1 through 10, and then pretty much you're screwed from there. Um, Multiplayer, huge problem with the servers. The servers were constantly not working, and it was just total. Yeah, like it was just my Xbox Live Gold was going out soon, which I have it now on my Xbox One. But it kept saying it was lagging out, we lost connection to Xbox Live, to find out that the servers were down for maintenance. Like, why are they doing maintenance for Modern Warfare 3? Yeah, I don't know. This this is where the subject of Call of Duty gets really sore for me. We are gonna go to Black Ops. I Zombies was Zombies was the that was the worst zombies that they ever made. I'm coming straight out with this now. That was the worst. They had the worst maps. The DLC maps were fine. I played all the DLC maps on that. But the regular maps, like 5, that was a piece of crap. Kino der Toten was okay, but it was way too difficult. Well, we had people with all pack-a-punch ray guns and stuff, and we went down at like round 30 with people that were ranked like 4th and 5th in the world because they were getting spawned on top of by ground spawners like crazy. Like it was just constantly spawning on an endless basis, and it just got tiring. Dead Ops Arcade. I will I will never. When I first found it, I played it a lot. But I've never gotten past round 9. I've played with people that said they've been playing this since like it was first found out about, which was like when the game first came out, and it had been like 7 it had been like 7, 8 months before I got it because I was playing my second favorite game of the Call of Duty series, which we're getting ready to talk about here soon. And and now I'm gonna get a lot of hate for saying this, but Black Ops, I thought multiplayer was great. I thought it was up there. It was up there with my favorite Call of Duties that had multiplayer, like the favorite multiplayer style. But the graphics on multiplayer were way less than the campaign. Um, the campaign was running in 720p because the Xbox did not yet have 1080. They just now got the processing power in the consoles to run 1080. But going from 720 to 540 is it is literally the worst looking multiplayer ever. Here's where I'm saying I'm gonna get the hate from this. It looked worse to me than COD 2's multiplayer did. COD 2's multiplayer, though, I had people inviting me to, they were spamming me to play Left 4 Dead 1, 2, Ghosts, and stuff. I was playing COD 2 and 4 a lot. But, um, also, Black Ops' engine, Treyarch, I don't know 100% of this is true, but I've read a lot about this subject, that Treyarch actually used a different engine than they did in Black Ops 2 and World at War, because they used the same engine that they did in World at War that they did in Black Ops 2. But Black Ops 1 apparently had a different engine of some sort, and it was meant for not having the game skip, it was meant for having it run smoothly, was why the graphics were so bad, which honestly I can see why. But also, this is one thing I hate about Black Ops. Why is it still $40 on Steam? But, alright, here we go. Second favorite Call of Duty out of all of them, Modern Warfare 2. One reason it's all the way up there. The multiplayer, the Spec Ops in one map. One multiplayer map, Rust. If they never bring back Rust, remaster, if they remaster just Modern Warfare 2 and COD 4, they need to make Rust appear a lot more. And like in COD 4, they need to make Shipment appear a lot more. I enjoy smaller maps. But and Spec Ops was really good. I liked the system that they had. They had it where you had to earn a certain amount of stars. They had races, and it was something new for Call of Duty. And one of my favorite things, they had leveling up in local multiplayer, which I was also max prestige in on that. I mean, what what? Don't get me started with the campaign. That's how I'm just gonna say that. But since you brought up campaigns, we're gonna bring up the Modern Warfare 2 campaign. My favorite, my favorite thing about that, if spoiler alert, everyone, if you've never played and beat the campaign, I don't know if Freedom's gonna want to hear this. Um, at the end, you are with Captain Price. You're going down this water, and you fall down a waterfall, and you end up at Rust, the multiplayer map. And you have a knife in your chest because Shepard stabbed you or something like that. And Captain Price, he knocks out Captain Price, and you grab the throwing knife out of your chest and throw it and stick it directly in the center of his eye. And then Captain Price and Nikolai comes flying in with a helicopter. He puts you on a stretcher, you're getting carried to the helicopter, and it ends, which is where Modern Warfare 3 picks up. You're getting off of the helicopter. All that. Now, I think this is going to be a great subject for both of us. I mean, since we both played it on console and on PC. Um, let's get to World at War. Uh, yeah, we are looking for two more people to play with. So whether it be multiplayer or zombies or I love the custom maps idea. Um, Also, while I'm thinking about it, well, we'll bring this up. There's a new console that's getting thrown into the console wars. It's not the Alienware Alpha, and if you guys can guess it before we get to it, then great. We'll get to it when it's in the console wars, when we're in the console wars thing. But World at War multiplayer is pretty good. If it wasn't for the Xbox having all the hackers and stuff, it'd be great. That's why I like it so much on the PC is because there's no hackers. You can't find hackers. You can go on you can go on every server and it's going to take you forever, but you may only find one hacker because they have punk busters and stuff up and things like that. But they might have, I don't know. But the campaign for that game, it's based off of World War II, and I don't know personally a lot about World War II, but I feel like that a very little bit of World War II is thrown in there, but I also feel like they made their own story out of it, which is kind of a problem with me, which is why it's not in my top three favorite Call of Duties. But yes, you go in there and kill everyone with Makarov and his crew. And then at the end of that mission, you go into the ambulance and he shoots you and then he pushes you out. Yeah. Hmm. I don't know. But, um, back to World at War. World at War, I just guess I just don't understand the campaign. Like, if it's all 100% true, it's based off a real story. You guys let me know in the comments because that's why I've been so not wanting to put it as one of my top three favorite Call of Duties because they mixed it with fake things, I believe. What? Mhm. All right. This. I've been so tempted to just want to talk about this the whole time. We are going to talk about COD 4 or Call of Duty 4 if you guys don't know the abbreviation. If you don't know the abbreviation, what why? We're skipping Call of Duty 1 because we don't I don't remember anything about that really and he's never played it. So, but Call of Duty 4 multiplayer was great, campaign was amazing. Um multiplayer was honestly was I wasn't expecting that much out of Call of Duty 4 when I first played it. I was expecting just kind of a run around and shoot like you do in Call of Duty 2 with no objectives, just a time limit, and you go around and kill people. Pretty much, but um yeah. Um and so when I went into COD 4, I noticed that there was search and destroy and all of that was so much. It was just so different coming from COD 2 to COD 4. COD 3 don't even. Bleh. So, but, like what? Um, so I think we're gonna stop it at COD 4, but campaign, I loved the end of the storyline. You see Captain Price get practically shot to death right in front of you. Everyone thinks he dies, which he doesn't, but Ghost kind of just disappeared. He wasn't there when it happened. Sergeant Riggs got shot in the face by Zakharov. Zakharov. And his Desert Eagle, which is also in the beginning of the campaign where you're playing as the president in Al-Assad, or Zakayev and Al-Assad exchange. Zakayev gives him a Desert Eagle, and basically Al-Assad walks up and executes you. And that's when I first played it, I thought, well, did the main character just die? But re-listening to the dialogue, I figured out that it was the president. So I think that's just amazing. And like I said, I know some of you guys are just like, look, this was all based off of something that didn't happen. So why do you not like Call of Duty World at War for having something that didn't happen? Because Modern Warfare hasn't happened yet. Like, yes, there's wars going on, but that's not a Modern Warfare war. World at War was based off of something that we have tons of video from. We have tons of history from that, and the fact that they faked some of it, it just doesn't make any sense to me. And now we're gonna get to the console wars as our last subject here. And I believe it is called the Nivea Game Home Gaming Console. It might be called the Nivea, it might be called something else. But it's basically a cool looking phone that you plug into your TV and play with a controller. You can play Half-Life, all the original Xbox games on it. You can play Gary's mod on it, which I was saying that needs to be brought to consoles, and it came to consoles, so that's interesting. But it's like they're not experiencing everything they can on a console because they can't download add-ons unless there's an app store of some sort that allows you to download extras and you can browse. All that, but that's being thrown in with the Xbox One, the Alienware Alpha, the PlayStation 4, and then now we have this new Nvidia console thing. And just a little update on the console wars as well. As of March, what was it? March 10th, PlayStation is now back in front of Xbox by, I think, like 300,000 consoles. Xbox just started catching up. And I think I have a. In every Twitch channel that I've been into that there's been a debate, I at one point was defending the PlayStation. I'm now defending the Xbox. But now it's going to get to the point where I'm going to start defending Alienware Alpha. That, but it's a console. But if you are saying that the Xbox is better like with tech than the Alienware Alpha is, you have no idea what you're talking about. The processing power of the Xbox, we're just gonna go off of tens here. It's maybe like a 3 or 4. I'm not talking about you. But the Alienware Alpha is like an 8 or 9. And the CPUs and the hard drives, there's a 1 terabyte hard drive in the thing stock. And you can put external hard drives onto it with the USB ports at the back. So you can buy 3 terabyte USB drives and just plug the two into the back of it. And now you have, what, 7 terabytes? And then it comes with 8 gigs of RAM and an Intel Core i3. I mean, it's just good. Um, for some reason, when you start up the Xbox One, it starts in 720. I want to play my games in 1080, but it's starting in 720. And the PlayStation doesn't even have the option to change it. Like my TV, that PlayStation was tearing up my TV's HDMI. Yeah, so this is pretty much the end of the first podcast, guys. I'm going to try to fix this thumbnail, I guess is what you would call it. And we'll see you guys in the next one.